It's your boy Young the Foreman. We're back. We're gonna react to the trailer for Ahsoka, and then I'm gonna share a couple of thoughts, especially whoa, whoa. And then I'm gonna share a couple of thoughts, especially dealing with the last episode of The Mandalorian, and my thoughts on Star Wars as a whole. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Something's coming.
Something's always coming.
Something dark.
Excuse me if y'all heard that. That's dope. But I would like to start off by saying half of the reason why I'm never really excited about this stuff, besides like, oh, that's kind of cool, is because one, something dark is always coming in the world of Star Wars, and rightfully so, but it's usually the Empire. It's never like a malevolent force that we don't know, that's not like militarized and political. And not only that, like, we already know that this is in between like Luke and Rey. And if it's not in between Luke and Rey, then it's in between Anakin and Luke. Regardless of whichever is between, I doubt it's in between Anakin and Luke. Regardless of whichever story and movie it's in between, we already know how that story pans out. So you telling me something dark is coming in, it doesn't really mean anything.
I sense it.
Cool. You're a Force user. You should sense it. I'm sorry. I'ma chill. It does look good. I will say that. And plus, it does look good. I will say that. And plus, that's my girl Rosario Dawson, man. I ain't gonna hold you. And those aliens with those, hey, look, cosplay's a real thing, and yeah, some people look good doing it.
For others, power.
It's been a while. Things have changed.
I'm taking it that this is like one of the animated shows characters and stuff, which I should probably go watch, but who got the time?
I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
See what I'm saying? So, dealing with the Empire again, another political force, and it's Thrawn, and maybe this is how Thrawn's finally taken down. But I don't know, man. Look, I'm definitely gonna watch because it looks beautiful. It's Rosario Dawson, and I love those aliens. And one day we really definitely need to have a discussion about that Mandalorian episode about the droids and the uprising and all that stuff, and how Star Wars has always treated the rights for androids to live and exist the same way that liberals treat civil rights.
We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a, okay. Cool. I ain't gonna hold you. Everything that I mentioned about why I want to watch it is exactly why I'm going to watch it. But other than that, like, what are we doing? Like, I have recorded some stuff, so I'm gonna pass it to my past self and let him rant. Yeah, like why are you showing me all this in between stuff with Thrawn and Ahsoka, and which it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but it's not really building anything. What are you building towards? Are we going to do something with Ahsoka in a film in the future? Otherwise, we just wasting talent and money. We just making toys, which is what Disney does, and I'm not mad at the game. I'm not mad at the game. It's just kind of weird to me that everybody is like, oh, Star Wars still the best thing ever, and I'm just like, how? None of this stuff, none of these people are there in the race sequence. There ain't no mention of Thrawn, I believe. Ain't no mention of Moff Gideon. Ain't no mention of Mandalorians for real. Ain't no mention of Grogu. Ain't no mention of nothing. Like, Luke didn't say nothing like, yeah, I had this one Padawan. He left before everything went to shit here. He ain't say nothing about nothing. All of them seem to be dead by the time the prophecy decides that Rey is now the chosen one. That's all I said. And that's okay. This is Editor Young here, and Bonnet Boy. Yeah, I was reading from a post in a Reddit forum that I'm a part of called Frames Per Second. Shout out to Frames Per Second. I want to post it there. I want to post this video there. It was 420. Forgive me. It was impromptu, and it's still fly by the seat. Yeah, fly by the britches. We free balling out here, baby. What you want? You'll probably see me again. But yeah, that was me reading a post from Reddit. Frames Per Second. It's a podcast. Go listen. On YouTube also. Go watch. Exactly what I mean. Like, it's like, what is the point of this prophecy talking about this kid that's going to come along and bring balance to the Force when he brings balance to the Force by killing everybody, including children and stuff? That's a bit weird. But yeah, even if that does bring balance to the Force, and it brings everything down to like, you got a couple of Sith over here, you got a couple of Jedi over here, and everything like that, and everything's cool. Everything's grooving. Cool. Then he goes and brings balance to the Force by going back to the light side. That sounds very personal. That sounds like you found balance within yourself. That's like, what are we doing? And then y'all want to try to tell me, okay, well, he didn't bring balance, but Luke brought balance. Luke made the Jedi a thing again, which only made the dark side grow. And so by the time that Luke is like trying to do anything for real, he done created a whole Sith empire through his nephew. And then his nephew's supposed to bring balance. How? And now you got Rey out here like, oh, I'm the hope and the shining light of everybody. So now she the chosen one. Born in a mysterious way with, you know, a clone of Palpatine and all that stuff. Like, what are we doing, man? What are we talking about? Like, y'all could have done something cool, like have Palpatine actually be a Force ghost on the dark side. Y'all could have had him find a way to like do like Force possession or something. Yeah, again, Editor Foreman. Hi. I get that the dark side doesn't have a Force ghost, but that's the kind of imbalance that I'm talking about in the writing. Why would you allow Qui-Gon Jinn to be able to figure out how to touch the Force after death and be able to interact with life and not have the dark side be able to do something similar? It doesn't have to be a Force ghost, but Force possession sounds pretty freaking cool. Back to the show. Y'all could have done so many things, but instead we just keep getting rocked in between back then and now, back then and now, back then and now. Ooh, back then and now, back then and now, back then and now. Hey, but, and that feels good. That feels great. That feels incredible. But what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go with it? It's time that y'all actually start analyzing and talking about the fact that grays have to be a thing. Gray Jedi. Force users who choose to say, yeah, I'm gonna acknowledge my experience in life and acknowledge the pain in my life, and I'm gonna use that to fight for the good of things. That way you could actually have somebody in between where it's like you can have people who are trying to bring back the Jedi Order, and you can have people who are on the Sith side trying to get powerful people. And but instead, instead we're gonna take Grogu, who's going to Din Djarin is going to be dead by the time Din Grogu is able to speak. Let's stop and think about that for a second. Let's stop and think about that. He's still gonna be like, Din Djarin is played by Pascal. Shout out to you. But if that character's supposed to be the same age, then Pascal is like 47, I believe. Maybe 48 by now. Shout out to your birthday. I don't know when your birthday is, but you know, shout out to you. Amazing work. Loved you in Last of Us. Amazing work. You're an amazing actor. But my issues with this show is that by the time that you are like 50, Grogu gonna be 53. So Grogu older than you, but he a child, and I get all that. It's a weird biology for them and their species. But my point is that you training this dude, this whole Force being, to, which is cool. I do like the fact that he could possibly be a Mandalorian, but you gonna have to build your family up or something. It's time for you to get with Boca, and y'all need to have, he needs some brothers. He's gonna need more than just the clan. He's gonna need a family around him, more than just you, Mando. I'm doing all this talking and stuff like that or whatever. I ain't even set up my page proper. I don't care what you look like underneath that helmet. I hope you one of them Darth Maul chicks. If y'all are gonna do this stuff with Rey, then Rey needs to find her own path. Rey needs to understand that, yeah, she is the gap between the two. She is made from Palpatine, so she is fucking evil as fuck. And when I get, that's what y'all were going for. That's exactly what y'all were going for. Rey's evil as fuck by inheritance, through blood and genetics, because we all know that if your parents are pieces of crap, you're going to be a piece of crap too. Whatever. Don't believe that. But that's the case for Rey. But she's raised and trained to do good for people because she don't like the way that people treat the little guy. So she goes off and she trains with Luke a little bit and see Luke sacrifice himself, and she's like, oh, I gotta do this for the Jedi. And then she steal their last name because colonizers do what colonizers do. And from there, we get this semblance of this woman who's supposed to be the balance between the light and the dark. So she's technically supposed to be the gray. So going forward, Disney, what I suggest that y'all do is make her actually struggle with the dichotomy of being good and being evil. Make her struggle with experiencing loss. Make her struggle with bring in the fact that like the dark side should have a way to touch other than cloning. Like, what are we doing? Like, that is so uneven for a balance in the Force. Like, you want to talk about imbalance? Yeah, I forgot I said all that, but go off, King. Yoda and them can come back and talk to anybody they want to, as long as they Force sensitive. But if you're on the dark side, you can't do that at all. You just cast out of the light stream so far, and you can't fucking jump in and out of the river at all. You just stuck. So make it so that like Palpatine finds a way to Force possess her, especially with it being a blood relative. That way you can have him like train somebody else and on that dark side or whatever to like, hey, Darth Maul, you got a kid, you got a relative somewhere, and there's a way to possess him. And then now you find out, oh, not only can I possess them, but I can train them to use the Force and stuff like that. Like, you could, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, bro. I hope somebody listen, because I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all done nerfed Boba Fett. Y'all nerfing Mando. I'm gonna get on out of here, man. I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other, please. And forgive all this. This is all impromptu. One day I'm gonna clean up my act. But until then, holla at your guala. It's your boy Young the Foreman. And hit the button, like, subscribe, all that. Whatever. Yeah. Peace.